Hello everyone, this is Judith with another video. We are talking about your twin flame journey, and today I want to talk about loyalty, which is something very important along the twin flame journey, right? Because loyalty, that's something that we associate a lot with when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love. But actually I want to read the definition of loyalty, or one of the definitions of loyalty, to you. And here it says, loyalty implies a faithfulness that is steadfast in the face of any temptation to renounce, desert, or betray. So that's something to think about, right? Because at least in German, but I think also in English, to desert, that comes from the military language, right? So even if this goes against your well-being, this needs to happen, right? Even if you die, but it's better to choose that loyalty over anything else. So and this is already showing that loyalty can very often be a choice against ourselves. And we think that it's a sign of strength to be loyal in this way and to just ignore everything that our intuition might tell us. And so that, of course, is it's a choice, but this choice is not in alignment with the divine path. I think that's clear, pretty much. So yeah, and this is something to know along the way, that we have made those choices when we were children, right? We all made the choice to be loyal to our parents and their way of life in one way or another. Why? Why did we choose to do that? Well, because we were dependent on them, right? Otherwise, this meant for us maybe to be left outside of the family, to be abandoned, basically to die, right? This is the risk of not being loyal. So to children, that's very real, right? Because who is feeding them after all, right? It's the parents. So it's a matter of life or death, and even with small things, right? And we develop those kinds of loyalties, and it doesn't matter then very often with our caretakers, primary caretakers like mother or father. And it doesn't matter even if those caretakers are already deceased. It doesn't matter. Even if they're not living anymore, we might still be loyal to their values, to their choices. When it comes to love, right? Who do you choose, for example, to marry? Or do you choose to marry? Also, when it comes to money, what kind of a profession is appropriate? How much money is appropriate to have? All of those things, right? Those are deeply ingrained into our nervous system as well. We know, and it's without us consciously thinking about it. All happens. It's all happening underneath the surface, right? It's on autopilot, and so we need to get access to that, and we can, right? That's basically also what I do, to reprogram on the level of the brain, those connections. So this can be done once you know where to go, but you have to really know what the connection is in the brain, right? And I can find out for you, and of course you can learn soon. Stay tuned for that on this channel. Yeah, and I want to give you an example of that, right? What this actually means, because I think you know what it means, and you know in which ways it is is blocking you. It can block you, right? Because your inner programming will always try to keep you safe. And safe is what this program has learned when it was young, right? Because we have a kind of openness the first 7 years of our life. Our brain is very open. It's basically like a sponge and doesn't question anything that comes our way. We're just observing how the world is working, how things are around us, and we're just taking that in and then going with those things further into our lives. And some things might change, but some things, they are really ingrained very deeply. So before I give you the example, I also want to tell you about an upcoming event, end of October 31st, where I'm going to do healing on your behalf, on behalf of you and your twin flame. And I'm also going to clear energies around your union. I'm also going to clear dark energies because that's the day of Halloween, so that's a wonderful opportunity. I'll also let you know a little bit about what dark energies are, give you an idea in case you don't have that. And yeah, if you want to be part of that, subscribe to my newsletter. It's in the description box. You receive a free gift with that. It's a meditation, and you'll be notified for October 31st, and I also send out the link to this event. I'll let you know the time, exact time, a little bit further down the line. I'm not sure yet, so I don't want to get you confused around that. Okay, so I look forward to this, very forward. This will be fun. So loyalty, right? So for example, let's say that you have linked and connected loyalty to being humiliated. Well, how does that happen? Well, it happens, of course, when you are humiliated, but let's say you're only 2 years old, you're a toddler, and it would be really harsh to humiliate a toddler. Of course, this happens in various aspects, but it doesn't need to happen to you. It could also happen to your mother, for example, or to an older sibling, and you are just like observing this. But as you are, when you are young, then connected, for example, to your mother, you cannot tell where you end and your mother begins. You're in a way one with the energy of your mother. Then this has a great effect on you. So let's say the mother is treated violently by the father, for example, and this doesn't necessarily mean that it's physical violence, but could also be like harsh words, a loud voice shouting at the mother, for example. So if those things happen repeatedly more often, then that's very harmful, right? And so you link being loyal with being humiliated. So throughout your life, you will experience this specific flavor of humiliation over and over again. In various circumstances, right? Maybe at work, maybe in your relationship with your partner, whatever it is, right? It's the specific feeling, and that's something that we have to watch out as twin flames. And that's something that I would also in my sessions always go for. I would always ask, how do you feel? And oftentimes maybe we don't know exactly. Maybe we know a little bit, but if we are not in the moment triggered, then it's hard to tell. And even if we are triggered sometimes, it's hard to tell. So that's why I go asking you, but then also asking the divine, right? Spirit, let us know what is the exact feeling, what is the flavor that comes with that. And once we know that, then we can disentangle that and also fill you up with something that you that you need. For example, in my example that I gave to you, the person was lacking the prosperity that is normally in divine order for this person, for this toddler to receive. So the prosperity of a happy, healthy home, the prosperity of mother and father nurturing the child, and not violating the boundaries of this child, just a healthy atmosphere, right? And that's what is defined as prosperity. I think it's pretty clear. Yeah? This has nothing to do with money in this specific case, but something with the prosperity of a nurturing, happy and healthy atmosphere, which doesn't mean that everything is always smooth, but it means that it's balanced overall and feels secure, right? That's basically what it has to feel like, safe, yeah. So and then we can also determine, for example, where do you need to be filled up with prosperity? Well, in this case, in the example, this needs to be done at the level of the throat chakra, right? This is about expressing your truth, and in this case, this is blocked for this person. So this person in the example cannot speak their truth. They cannot stand up for themselves then later as an adult. And so we ask the divine to basically fill that up and give the person what it needs. Well, you can do this in various ways. There are various techniques, but I think this is like very precise, fast, and sustainable, right? When it's done, it's done. It doesn't come back. Yeah. So yeah, and the biggest thing that we have to learn along the twin flame journey, and that is also something that our twin flame wants to to receive as a message from us on a vibrational level, is that we are loyal to ourselves. So being loyal to ourselves and not letting down ourselves, this is something very, very important, right? Because it's like a contract that you have with family members when you stay loyal to them in this way, that it's not in highest good for you, right? I think it's clear, and I think we are all in this on the same bus when it comes to those things, right? And yeah, we all need to resolve this. We all need to watch out, because those things are sometimes hidden. We cannot see them clearly. Yeah, that's all for today. I see you in the next video, and as always, I wish you a really beautiful day. Stay focused on joy, peace, love, and all the high vibrational things that are surrounding you. And yeah, I see you soon.